You tell
I don't know
us.
which
It's
camera to
like
look at.
live in
Wait,
3, 2. Oh, yeah, seriously.
Good. You sure?
I think so.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Carlson. We're really happy to be in the new studio. Please forgive us as we test all of our equipment and make sure it all works. We've got multiple cameras. I've got my producers, Dan Andrews and Logan Carlson, behind the scenes, so they'll be waving their hands at me every now and then, telling me I'm going in the wrong direction. But we're really excited to be here, set up, and online with you. And something's wrong. We're not online. Jeez, that was a good intro.
That was.
You did
It was
good.
like, man, you're coming off the
practice.
cuff really well.
It won't be good as good the second time.
Can't we just replay that?
I like your dress.
Thank you. It's comfortable. I mean, I'm kind of limited with what I can wear. It's either Nike shorts or something like that.
Yep. Besides, it's summer anyway, so
Well, and I
Dresses
just
are-
don't want anything
rubbing.
pressing.
Good morning,
Still very
everyone. And hey, you could. Are we on the right camera? All right, I think we're live streaming now. Apologies for that. A little technical difficulty, so we are hopefully live now. We're really excited to be in the new studio. Let me back up. The first one was so good. Everyone's saying that they're just sitting here wanting to laugh at me for not getting it right the second time, because I had it on point. We are live in Studio 129 with Coffee with Carlson. Thank you for coming to us today and watching the show. We are in our new studio. Please forgive any technical difficulties as we try and make sure all the cameras and switching equipment and everything works properly. I've got some great guests today, and they are really excited. You can't see them yet. This is the new setup. We're keeping them a secret until everything starts. But as normal, I'm going to start off with a little bit of story. Today, our topic is education. And from an educational standpoint, this is the community I grew up in, the community that raised me. I started out at First United Methodist Church. My current church was my kindergarten. I walked by there yesterday, and I was a little surprised that they spun we spun the swing set a little bit away from the wall, because when we were kids, we wanted to try and jump that wall, or at least we talked about it, but no one was ever bold enough to try it. Anyway, started off at kindergarten there, went to Woodlawn Elementary, Sebring Middle School, Sebring High School, great times. And one of the things we're talking about today is high school to college transition and partnerships that are occurring today. And when I graduated from Sebring High in 1988, those programs didn't really exist. So we had a fantastic, one of my favorite people ever, Peggy Miller, was the guidance counselor back then. I kind of get chills thinking about what she did for me and some of my friends. We didn't really have a dual enrollment program, and we were kind of antsy and ready to get on with our lives and move to the next level. And I'm pretty sure Coach Shoemaker was in her office at the time too, probably her early career at the Highlands County School Board. But they worked out a program where me and one or two of my friends were able to leave Sebring High our senior year and attend South Florida Junior College at the time, now South Florida State College. So the memories of that and the way that the school system really nurtured me and helped me move forward in my educational career was fantastic. And so that's why I'm so excited about what we're doing today. And I'm going to switch the cameras now to introduce our fantastic, wonderful superstar guest that we have, Miss Jan Shoop. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, but I will give you their name. Miss Jan Shoop from the Highlands. We're at camera 2 now.
We're good.
Miss Jan Shoop from the Highlands County School Board, and Miss Tami Cullens from the South Florida State College Board of Trustees. Ladies, please introduce yourselves.
Well, I'll go first. As you said, I'm Jan Shoop with the Highlands County School Board. Currently, I am the vice chair. I also serve on the Florida High School Athletic Association State Board, and in past have been a board of director for the Florida School Board Association.
I'm Tami Cullens. I'm with South Florida State College. I'm the District Board of Trustees. At this moment, I am chair of the board. Have been doing that for 2 years. I've been past chair of the State Association of the Trustees. I am on the Florida College Systems Foundation Board, and I'm on the National Association of Community College Trustees Executive Board.
Like I said, rock stars. Did I hear applause? Anyone hear applause in that? Dan, maybe?
Oh, I laughed.
Producers back here. I've got two producers and they're talking to each other. Now I'm looking at the wrong camera. Talk to Jeff. Oh, sorry. They're holding up. So you're supposed to talk to me.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay,
We are.
we'll
We're
turn
there.
our views back.
Jan, congratulations on just getting reelected Friday
Yes.
with unopposed.
Yes, very nice. It's, that's always a treat.
Well, and I think the general public is probably excited about. There were so many races up right now, and
agree.
several of them ended. A couple of your races, right? Donna Howerton, did she get back in unopposed?
Yes, and so did
Dr. Longshore and
Yes.
Eric Zoyer got in unopposed. So
Yes.
a good group of people. So at least there'll be a few less signs on the roads while the rest of us continue to proliferate them. We'll still spread
And
ours.
we'll be praying for y'all because we've been there and done that. So.
Yeah. So I want to get started, and Jan, I'm going to go to you because really what we want to talk about today, I think, is the feed-in of how we go from high school to college and how you guys partner. And you guys, this Highlands County School Board has a pretty good program right now to partner and allow kids to help them move to get some college education. Correct?
We do. We have really two main programs that are. Do I look at you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with the college itself.
I know it's hard.
I know. One is the Career Academy, the Career Institute that we call it now. I did change its name a little bit. And then also we have the dual enrollment. So we have two different areas that you can do that. The dual enrollment, I have some figures here that we had spent with tuition over the last couple of years, but it's on an annual basis, over $300,000. Actually over $400,000 with
With
tuition
books and everything.
books, that the parent or the student is free to them completely. So it's a great program. Quite a few students get their AA. They will graduate with their AA before they graduate from high school.
At no cost to the
At
student
no
or the
cost to
parent.
the
Correct.
student, yeah.
Yeah. And so are they, Tami, do they go to the college for that, or do they stay at the high school?
So many of them now tend to be going to the college. They'll almost like skip their junior, senior year at whichever high school they're attending, and then they'll go straight to the college and just take all their classes there.
That's awesome.
And then again, like she said, I mean, look at the savings for that parent, for that child, because the school system itself ends up paying for it, funds it through, to us, and then it's kind of even, I mean, it's really like a discounted rate and et cetera too. But it's the
Right.
fact of that parent or that child does not have to pay then if they can do that for their first 2 years of college. If they can't do the first 2 years and can't get their AA, let's just say we can get another year down our belt or something like that to make them it's just so much more affordable for them.
Well, you
And
figure if it's
today's-
$175 a credit hour roughly to go to college, so you're saving this
Yeah.
parent, they can finish with 60 hours, right? That's fantastic.
60 hours, yes.
And like Tami said, even if they get a year off or even a couple of
Yeah,
classes.
it's a lot of money.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Even on my own children, to be able just what they could take at the time, it wasn't as much of a push, and as time has gone on, I think that parents and kids and the school systems are starting to understand the benefit of, wait a minute, they can go ahead because they've already taken so many classes, they can go ahead and do this, and it saves them.
Yeah.
I have a niece that's just sitting out there going, okay, I finished almost college period at 20.
That's fantastic.
You can't.
And it also, to me, that if there is a downside, it's that how many people
Immaturity.
at 20 really know what path they want to take, or even, I mean, sometimes if they have their AA, you're looking at 18-year-old going into their major. So if there is a downfall, that to me is what. But a lot of these students too are so driven that they know their path.
I'd like to throw in, and I know this kind of gives a kudo to my daughter-in-law, but I have a daughter-in-law that graduated from high school with her AA and a certificate in hair design, and then was able to get her bachelor's right here at SFSC, and then went on and had her master's before she was 25 years old, kind
Wow.
of thing. I mean, so you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
Especially when nationwide we're talking about debt crisis for students and
Oh, yeah.
students
Right.
taking on these
Right.
exorbitant student loans
Yeah,
and
you hear
not
about
being
that
able
all
to
the
get
time.
through. So if the children are driven and they want to find out, there are a lot of opportunities, especially in Highlands County, which is just incredible that kids can graduate high school and college pretty much at the same time, which is kind of what I did. I came back from college for my high school graduation, which was at South Florida Junior College at the time.
Okay.
But in the Wildstein Center.
So, and nationally, what you're finding is the state of Florida tends to be one of the leaders when it comes to community college, state college systems, right? So you're finding that throughout the nation, that a lot of them are trying to do more of the same thing that we already do. So each time we go to any type of national convention or anything's happening, Florida's a leader in that. I know that lots of times we feel like in our community, you know, we don't have that much to offer. That is not true. When you compare us nationally, it's not the case. Even statewide, our completion rate and stuff is number 1, number 2 in the state over the Florida college system.
Wow.
We do very well here. So we need to understand that too. Don't downgrade the fact that we're just small.
Well, and they can stay now at South Florida State College and get a 4-year degree. So you
Yes.
could leave high school with 2
Yes.
years and
Yeah.
get 2 more years at a kind of a reduced rate,
And a
and even
reduced
stay at
rate.
home.
Yes.
Which is it's incredible to me that we have those resources right here in Highlands County.
And we haven't raised tuition in 10 years.
Wow.
So there's
So, yeah,
another
wow.
thing right there that'll tell you, wait a minute, a lot of the other colleges have, especially your universities or your private colleges,
Oh, yeah.
which are higher anyway. So when you don't raise that, you're also looking at a better thing, and your student and teacher ratio is lower. You've got a lot more to offer here in that aspect.
And one of the important things that I didn't learn when I was in high school is that if I study in high school, I'll be more successful in college.
Yes.
So it was a rough transition for people like me that wanted to move on and do something else and not really study. So if kids work very hard in high school, they can actually get a lot more funding when they go to college, you know, through Bright Futures and other things. So,
Yes.
you know, Bright Futures pretty much could cover your tuition
Oh, it can.
It-
every
yes.
semester.
It
So,
did our daughter.
so if you can get that great, if you can get good grades and study very hard, and high school compared to college is easier. So if you study very hard, you can there are a lot of resources for kids to go, especially in the state of Florida. And the cost of private tuition now is astronomical. I can't
yeah.
even imagine the parents that are sending their kids to University of
can't
Miami
either.
or someplace that is just
Right.
Yeah,
through the roof.
I don't know what it
I have a
is,
niece
but
at University of Miami, so
You do know, yes.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy.
and I will share one thing, because Tami was talking about, you know, being small and still having the opportunity. We were at the Florida School Board Association meeting, I think it was in June of last year, so almost a year ago. And they were showcasing, I think it was Pinellas County, one of the big counties in the state, of their career opportunities that they have, much like what we have at the college. We had everything they had.
really,
Yes.
wow.
And Donna Howard and I were walking through the showcase, and we were like, oh, we have that, we have that. So we have great opportunities if people want to go out and get their career.
And as you touch on that, that's really good to me too, because when we first started implementing it, it was the Career Academy here. So we as a college at the national level made a presentation to the other schools to say, this is what we're doing to make that connection from K-12 into post-secondary, and trying to help. Because at first, initially, when this started, you were looking at some of those students that were in this, that were kind of, when we use the term at risk, we're thinking that we might lose them from high school to college, and we don't want to do that. So when we made that presentation to show this is what we're doing and how it was going, throughout the nation, they started picking that up. So
Wow.
what she's saying is, you know, we ended up being a leader in that. And now it's growing more and more. And Jan, you have numbers that shows where they are this
Yeah,
year.
the program is growing. Last year, I want to say it was 95 students. So far this year, we have 110, and I'm sure that's probably grown from when I got these numbers, who are applying to the academy,
Wow.
the institute.
You know, one of the things you were talking about Pinellas County, I actually met city administrator, my brother-in-law Scott Natelick at Hillsborough Community College when we were in school. That's the first time we ever
Okay.
met, was in a speech class there. So you never know what the connections will be years later, you know,
Right.
40, 30 years later, however many. And I think the regional participation statewide and nationally, it's really fantastic to see that both of you in your respective positions are working with national partners. Now, in your case, it sounds like teaching them some things, but still giving those opportunities to other school systems and other colleges.
Yes.
and trying to show them best practices and the things that we do
Sure.
here. Because
Sure.
if we, if we can learn from them, they can learn from us. It's great to be involved at that level.
As long as we always remember what our goal is, and it's that student success.
Absolutely.
correct.
We
Absolutely.
always want to do that and make them
What's best
always
for the
improve,
student.
and yes.
Yeah,
So
so
you
let's
gotta
talk a
keep
little
it
bit more
going.
about the Career Academy and what kind of, so we've got a great transition program, we've got great movement from high school to college, and now there's a Career Academy, which is another partnership, right?
With the college.
Yes.
Yes.
It actually takes place at the college. The student will spend the entire day there at the college, and they are given their high school classes, and then they go into their career area.
So these are potentially non-degree seeking students that want to learn a trade or get a certificate in.
They are not interested in going on to college. We were talking at breakfast.
Yeah.
You can make good money being a plumber, electrician.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
very
So,
good.
and people are starting to realize that. And a lineman we were talking about. So if they know that's what they want to do and they enjoy working with their hands, and then go ahead and get that done.
Encourage them, find an
Yeah, get that
opportunity for them to
certificate.
go.
Yes.
And then yes, and all of those are looking for areas or want people to apply for their jobs.
Yeah.
They're looking for that.
What kind of programs are there that they can take for certificates?
Well, I do have that written down.
How convenient. when they showed up for breakfast this morning, we were all talking, and I said, "Yeah, the show's pretty relaxed." They're like, "We're not really. We were walking all week trying to figure out what we're going to talk about," and they came with all these papers. And Dan and I got nervous, like, "Oh no, I don't have any papers. Do I need to go get some somewhere?"
Well, I'm looking, I have a lot of different stuff in here.
There's-
You probably may have that
Auto,
information.
no, I
more
don't.
than
So there would be automotive, there would be
Automotive
HVAC,
repair, automotive body repair,
repair,
mechanical.
Yes,
Yeah, cool.
HVAC.
yes.
You're talking
I
some
don't know
of
what
it in
that
the
means.
women's.
I don't know
I'm
what
sorry.
that stands for, but it means air conditioner.
Yes,
Yes,
sorry.
basically what it comes down to. Sorry.
Electrical, like they can do like
Mm-hmm.
electrician journeyman programs. Can they do? I think the welding. You guys were setting up some sort of a welding program, but that was under auto body repair, I think.
Actually, no, we have a mobile lab now that's
Okay.
a welding
Yeah.
program that they would come in, so it would not be as
Part of
much in
this,
that.
it's
This,
something different.
because you're also talking about high school students, so
Right,
you
right,
have to
right.
put your safety and things
Right.
like that first anyway.
Yeah.
So that was not it. I don't, what all do
Well,
you have?
one thing I know, because we toured that facility, is the drone. They have a.
Oh, gosh.
That is really cool. I mean, they're the students.
Like a
have
training
been-
facility.
They've
Oh,
been
I need to
building
take my
drones.
drone up there.
And, yeah, it's. I mean, we were all, let's see it work. So we had that, and another thing. Speaking of that, and this is not connected with the college, but it's a great program. It's out at the airport. It's working. Their students are coming there, and they're building planes.
Wow.
And it's.
Is there a partnership with one of the companies out there?
There is, Phil Lockwood has stepped forward quite a bit.
Great.
And then there's some, and I don't even want to mention the name of it because I'll probably get it wrong, but there is a former astronaut that will come in and,
Wow.
and work with the kids. Yeah, they're doing great things with aviation. And
That's
they're,
awesome.
they're
And
flying.
there's a
and-
high demand of aviation
Oh,
now.
the kids love it because that's all fascinating to them.
Right.
And
Cool
who doesn't
new
want to
tech.
fly? I mean,
Right,
let's face it. I
right.
mean,
Well, I know there were several kids when my daughter Morgan was at Sebring High. There were several kids going out there and getting their pilot's training
Mm-hmm.
with the intent of going to college and moving on
Yeah.
to more aviation related things.
they're going to the one in Daytona.
Embry-Riddle.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, several of them are going there.
Now, when I was at high school, there was a lot of those things were at the high school. We had wood shop, I think, off hall number
Oh,
3,
yes,
and
yes.
an ag garden off in the back,
And
and all
that's
kinds of
still
things. Is
there.
that all still there?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so they can still learn minor things there, but if they really want to dig in and
Yeah,
and
this
learn
is
some
the
sort of a
next
career,
step.
they need to go out and do this.
And that would be their end goal anyway, would
Right.
be to have that certificate and know, okay, this is it for me. I don't have to go to class anymore. I won't have to do this. So it's in their eyes, with the majority of them that go through there are going, this is what I want. I'll get my high school, I'll get my certificate, I'll be done. And I'll get my certificate in something that's going to sustain me in my life. It's going to be good. I'll be able to afford to have a family. I'll be able to afford to have a home. And it makes a big difference for them. So we're We're dropping the stigma of workforce,
Good.
and we're also giving them the ability to make a difference in their lives and generations to come.
Well, we were talking at breakfast about the recession-proof jobs, that
Yes.
people
Right.
are always
The
going to
essential
need
ones.
plumbers, they're always going to need AC, you're always going to need
Electricians.
linemen, you're
Yeah.
always going to need
Yes.
electricians, things that will always be needed. And the cool thing about those kind of recession-proof jobs is, as many industries lay people off because their business falls off, but those jobs end up helping all the ancillary jobs, the bankers, the accountants,
Yes,
the lawyers.
sure.
They all need the rest of us to help them because they learned how to be an electrician, and they're going to
Yeah.
be a good electrician. So in order to be a good one, don't like me as an accountant. Sometimes I try to be an electrician and I get in trouble from my electrician for trying. So I think it feeds the entire community by teaching them these trades and teaching them skills.
Sure.
And the lineman center, that's over in Hardy County, right?
Yes, it is.
And they've got a bunch of poles. You drive by there and you're like, wow, what is that? Like a cell phone farm or something? But you know, you can be a plumber or an electrician or any of these things and make a really good living, $50,000 plus probably, and way up,
Easy,
way up.
easy, yeah,
But it's
easily.
one thing that I think we touched on a little bit during high school and college is that this is something that requires hard work. So you have to put the time in, not only in your education through high school, career program, or college, but once you get out, you can't get a time clock punch and go fix a toilet for an hour and walk away and think I don't have any more work to do. You've still
Yeah.
got to be a hard worker and a go-getter and try and get
Well,
it.
sure.
Now, do you guys have placement opportunities there because some of these require some sort of, apprentice program?
They do. There's a 911 program that we have where they are working with the sheriff's department.
Oh,
And
cool.
all of them because that's part of your requirement.
To get in,
Yes.
get into some sort of apprenticeship program out there, or a job program.
And on that, even just speaking college side, a lot of them that are going through the police academy have already been hired per se by
True.
Sebring PD
Wow.
or the sheriff's office. They know as soon as they finish their class, they're hired. They already have a job.
That's
and I want
great.
to hit on something that you said about, only because I want to talk about this partnership real quick, is at Hardy with the lineman program. So Duke Energy is also promoting that and donating to that.
That's awesome.
So you get that private-public partnership, and you're gaining employees because Duke needs employees. They need them throughout the state anyway. You've got so many retirees and at that age to retire in so many different areas now. They need the people to come in. So they're starting to partner with the colleges saying, hey, if you're interested in this, we're also interested in helping and backing you.
That's
and
great.
then that makes it a plus.
They have a pipeline.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for them, and it's good for those students coming in going, I've got a job when I'm done.
Yeah.
Not only am I taking this and learning something, but I have a job when I'm
And a
out.
good job.
Yes.
Very good job. Yeah.
Yeah, those linemen in that aspect. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not always anyway, still, it is.
It's very hard work. It's
It is.
sometimes very risky work.
Especially this time of year.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But-
same thing with the police academy, same thing with EMT,
Yeah.
same thing with
Absolutely,
fire.
absolutely.
They're all there. I mean, they all 9 times out of 10 have already been hired or at least know where they're going.
Well, and the cool thing you just mentioned that we talk about emergency service personnel like fire, and especially the fire departments and the EMTs that are 24 on, 48 off.
Yes.
Those guys can go to the college, get a career in public safety, and then they could even get another certificate
Yes.
there to do something else.
Yeah,
Yes.
on
You
their
know,
off days.
yeah, one of my I have several friends from high school that became EMTs or firefighters, and one of them I ran into him at Arbuckle Creek a few weeks ago, and I'm like, hey, how's it going at the EMS? And he's like, oh, great. And we were talking about something, and he's like, oh, I paint on the side too. I'm like, oh, great, I need some painting done. So, you know, these guys are carrying on
Oh,
multiple
yes.
careers and trades. So it's really amazing for the entire economy and the people. To be
And
able
the
to do
stress
so.
of those jobs, eventually they're going to step out of it as they get older, and then they've got that background,
Right.
that,
Yeah.
backup position and stuff for them.
Yeah, and a program like lineman, it seems like there's never enough
Right.
to go around.
Well, think
You know,
about
they-
the stress on that.
Yeah, and they pull ours out. They pull the ones from our region out to go help in
Exactly.
California or go help in
Yes.
Yeah.
hurricane relief
Wherever
in the
there's a
Caribbean.
disaster.
Wherever they need
Yeah.
them, they pull them and move them there. So
Yeah.
great, and we're always short of tradesmen in the construction industry too, and trying to find good, high quality
And that's
people.
another area that we have with the Institute.
Well, see, and we just got a DEO grant, and we're opening up a whole construction area.
Department of.
Economic Opportunity, sorry. It was in conjunction with two other programs that we're doing, electronic warfare or electronic defense,
sweet.
and then with mechatronics, which is good too. So it just is, we continue to grow, but we're also able to continue this partnership to make everything work from the high school to the college and that transitioning and showing them more and more what's available.
That's great. So I think we're getting close to our time. And
25.
25. I think we've had a fantastic discussion today. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for getting up early and coming down here to talk with me. We do start kind of early. And if there are kids out there or parents or grandparents that are listening right now, I think both of you would encourage them to try and find someone in your school system. Your guidance counselor is the resource person that's going to help you get through these programs and get signed up for them and move forward in your career, whether it's going to be the Career Academy or you're going to go on to dual enrollment or you're going to go on to college after that. They really guide you. They help my kids a lot. They helped me a lot. They help everyone. So if you need those resources, contact your school office, talk to your
Please.
guidance counselor right away. Get that program moving because there's all kinds of opportunities out there for you. And should they would start with the school office, right? Please
Yes.
interrupt me and correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
no, you're absolutely correct. And in some cases, with some of these programs, there's a waiting list.
Really?
So even as
So
a
start
freshman,
early.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, as a freshman.
Yeah, there is a program, I know it's at 2 of the high schools, and I know we're working on the third one. I'm not sure if it's there yet or not, but
Veterinary assistants?
yes, I mean, there's a huge waiting list.
Wow.
And,
So
because-
start early as soon as you
Yeah.
get into high school.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, try to figure out what area, if you want to do that, what areas you'd like to go into.
Awesome.
Let me
Put your name
interject
in.
on something real quick, because Jan mentioned this earlier today. As we are starting to transition because of COVID-19
Oh, we forgot about
for
that.
opening, Jan, you have some open house things that
Yes, I
Dr.
do.
Longshore is
And
going to have?
Sorry, I totally
So-
forgot
No,
about that.
I-
That's why I
Okay,
need
I
paper,
but this
right?
gives an idea of, I mean, we're all trying to figure out where we're going to be, but we're opening August 24th for our classes, online and face-to-face. We're still working on lab works and things, how we're gonna make it work, but to give you an idea of what they're
And-
going to do,
Highlands County
as far as
schools are,
school system.
the K through 12 is August 11th.
August 11th, that is, I mean, it is subject to change. I mean,
Right.
That's true.
It is out of our control, but everyone at the state level is strongly pushing, and I was told over the weekend that the Board of Pediatrics is strongly suggesting that we get back to face-to-face school for the social aspect,
Yeah.
for the students. And
Absolutely.
Mental
they-
health
we were
is
talking-
very important right now.
Yes,
especially
yes,
for
it
kids.
is.
It is. And tomorrow, or no, actually tonight, I can't get this up for some reason.
Dr. Longshore is going to be doing info.
It won't pop
She's
up.
going to be doing town hall meetings.
And you can do that virtually or in person?
Correct. There's Lake Placid is tonight, Avon Park is tomorrow night, and then Sebring is on Thursday.
And if you wouldn't mind, if you can send me that, I'll post it in the comments below the
great.
video
Yes.
when we record it online
Yeah,
so
for
they can
sure.
see that. So they can see any COVID updates. And if they can go to the school board's
I was
website
gonna
and get
say,
updates?
you can go to the website or also the Facebook page.
Okay.
It's updated constantly.
For the college and the school and Highlands County School Board, that'd be a great place to get up-to-date information.
Yes, we are discussing our reopening phase Wednesday at our board meeting.
Okay?
But it's still going to be, I know, transitioning and changing as time goes on, as much as they tell us through CDC, through the Department of Education. So a lot's still going to be up in the air, but we're just trying to take it one step at a time too
Yeah.
and implement what we
Well,
can.
it's a lot of work with a lot of students to try and coordinate moving forward.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's a part of our everyday lives. We have, like we were saying, we have to get back to our norm, not just the new norm, but normal.
Right.
And this is a huge step in the right direction.
Well, I want to thank you both for being on today,
Thank you
and
for having
especially
us.
thank you both for your service to our community, the state. We all really appreciate it. Our children appreciate it, and their children will appreciate it. So I'm honored to have you both on the show today. Again, congratulations on getting
Thank you,
elected
sir.
unopposed. I'm looking for that one day. That's never happened to me, but maybe one day. And with that, we're going to say good morning, and please join us next Monday on Coffee with Carlson, when we'll be talking about agriculture. So we're really excited about that.
Huge part.
We've got a couple of really cool guests coming on to talk about that, and we're excited about it. So thank you very much again. Don't forget to have your strangely warm coffee every morning, and good morning. I was looking at the wrong camera.
Paid by Jeff Carlson, Highlands County Commission, District 3.
We're still
Where's
live.
your little red lights? You should just have
I
that
know,
little
we
red
don't have
light
red
thing going
lights. We're
on.
still